So we've got our first board in, this one. This is one we've ran our string off, we've screwed down, it's completely straight, so this is going to be a reference point for everything from this. From here, we basically just take a running measurement off and mark out about every 6th, 7th board, and then we've got another one over there, 6th, 7th board, another one over there, 6th or 7th, and we go this and do this the whole way along, and we'll run through and put every 6th board in and straighten them, and I'll show you how this works and why we do it. So once we've marked out each continuous measurement with each space, we'll go through and flick a line. So Connor's down the end there, he'll flick that through. Now these marks are all X back, so you know, front of the board will be here and it'll go backwards. What me and Connor are doing now is actually straightening the joist, so he'll push the joist over to straighten it. And I'll do that, mate, and you can put the drill in because I can stand in it. Swap it, you can screw it, I'll push it. So we've got the blue chalk line here, I don't know if you can see, it's actually covering it a bit. And what we'll do now, we're putting every 6th board in, so this will be basically our board we use to keep straight. Now these new screws we're using are a little bit different to what's normal. You don't have to pre-drill these ones, the only time you got to pre-drill them is when you're at the ends. So otherwise you can just whack them straight in. So yeah, we basically make sure there, you can see the blue line there, so we'll make sure they're on the blue line, and then once they're on the blue line, we basically go to the next one, and we'll do the same with this one just here. So, and then we'll do this the whole way along. So we'll go through, finish this run, we've already been through that one, and then once we've done that, we'll go through, start cutting the rest of these boards, and start infilling in between. We'll dock all the ends and back cut all the ends, so we normally set them up with a back cut. So we'll just slightly offset the saw, which is what Connor's doing here. We'll just slightly offset a little bit, so when the boards butt together, you really get a really nice, neat gap. So he'll go through and cut these, and we'll go in and start laying the whole deck. So we'll start laying in our first board. You can see I've screwed this first one off along here. We've been back cutting our joints so they come up a lot neater. What I mean by that is if you actually look down the side here, one of them will have a slight angle on it, so when this next board butts into it, this join is it joins in really well. So you can't see the camera's not focusing, but yeah, back cut the joins, and then what we'll do is Connor will cut one, and then from there he'll basically cut 4 runs. So, you know, if one length's 3.6, he'll then cut 4 at 3.6. And with this particular style of setup we've got here, we're going to leave them long, and then we'll just cut them back later. The only ones we cut beforehand is the ones that are against the post. So we'll just keep going along and screwing each board nice and straight, and then we'll go through and just fill in the gaps in between. Yep, so we're starting from our first board here, and Connor's actually marking out every 6th board. So 2682 will be your first one. Your next one will be 32, 37, and so on. So we'll just keep going and marking each one out. Hold on, check your tape, mate. Yep. Keep going until we basically get to the very end. So the only ones we've got to pre-drill the very end. They're quite good countersinking head on these. I'll just show you. So pick it up, that's the screw, stainless steel, countersinking head. They've got like the self-drilling, self-cutting edge, so they work quite well. Different, a little bit of smaller gauge than what I normally use. I don't mind these, but I still prefer to use the heavier gauge as they're a lot stronger than what these ones are. Me and Connor have been busy. We've managed to we've gone through a fair bit of decking boards, so it's in the last few runs now. Got it laid out, we've got to go back and screw it and wedge it all. That'll be on Monday's job. So once we've run through getting these boards all laid out, so we've almost finished here. So what we'll do is we'll go back through and get them all in, and basically just start from one end. So these are just overhanging because we'll have a board that'll just sit on the face of them, and we'll cut them off. But now basically we'll just let them overhang. We'll start from one end, And from there, we'll just basically run through and just screw rows off. So where we've got a fixed board here and a fixed board there, we'll run through here and actually wedge in between each one, get all our margins right, and then we'll go through and screw that whole row up and wedge that whole row. And then same deal when it comes to the next one. We'll put this one in, and in between that one, we'll go through and wedge all these boards, get all the margins right again, and go through and do the whole way through. So yeah, makes it really easy. I'll show you exactly how we do it in a second. So what we'll do now is basically go along and whack wedges in every board. So generally we fix down one board, so we'll have one board fixed down like this one. We fix the whole way along, and then what we do, and generally this other one is fixed, we're just coming to an end, so it's a little bit of a different setup, but this one will all be fixed down as well. And then from there we'll just go through and wedge each one the way Connor's got there, and then you'll flick a line from, you know, each screwed off board to the next screwed off board. So flick a line from there and then go across to out here, and then that gives you the line to drill these screws, and there you go. So end up with a nice neat even gap.